Alright, they're going to show a new game trailer, so let's check it out. This is going to be exciting. Hello, I am the CEO of Game Industry, and as the leader of Game Industry, we here at Game Industry strive for player excitement, to push the boundaries of gaming forever, and to create an experience that players will love forever. And today, I am excited to reveal our brand new video game, the greatest video game ever. Here, you get to create your own genre, whatever playstyle you want, and whatever world you want to live in. Because here at Game Industry, we want the players to have the most fun ever. So, here is the greatest video game ever. Whoa! That sounds incredible! And to create the greatest video game ever, we employ the greatest video game practices, like microtransactions, gacha mechanics. It's a live service game. We decide when the servers will go on or off, and yes, you have to be online all the time. Ew. Suddenly it doesn't seem as much fun anymore. Guess I'll just play my Super Nintendo or Genesis games. Hey everyone, how's it going? Total Level here, and today I have another discussion video for all of you. So, lately I've been seeing a lot of people talk about how video games aren't fun, how modern gaming is not fun at all, and that's just not true. There's so many amazing games, and the way gaming is now too has a lot of pros to it, has a lot more features to it than it ever did in previous years growing up, right? Where anyone can make whatever game they want in whatever genre. We're at that point now where hardware doesn't really limit what people can create. There's still going to be those limitations, but as far as making an RPG or making an action game, you can make it the way you kind of want to, right? And you have a lot more save points and checkpoint systems, a lot more difficulty options, so there's all that. And then just games that came out in the last few years, just this year alone, of stuff like the 100 Line or Claire Obscure, right? It's just there's so many amazing video games out there. So when people say that video games aren't fun, to me that's just not right at all. Video games are still a ton of fun, if not more fun now. The problem is, while video games are fun, video game practices are not. And that's the big thing for me, because we're seeing these gaming practices that really drag down that video game experience for a lot of us. We have the Switch 2 that came out this year, and while I really enjoyed the Switch 2, there's a lot I love about it. There's still a lot of things that I didn't like what they implemented, and certain changes. Of course, you got your game prices going up and up and up, and yes, we have the tariff situation, but I feel like even if tariffs went away, now that the prices went up, I doubt these companies would just be like, oh yeah, we'll lower every single game price. Now that they're up, I don't see how they're going to be lowered. But there's also the key card debacle, and just the whole idea of this digital gaming, where I remember even back for Gen 7 where we start to see a lot more digital games and indie developers come and make their own games with like the 360 and PS3. We had the Xbox Summer of Arcades series going on each year, and that was a lot of fun, and each game was like $10, somewhere 15 or 20, but most were kind of around that $10 range, and it was really cool. And at that time, it didn't really feel like, oh, we had this attitude that you didn't own these games. But now the practices have come in and laws have changed where I'm not sure if it's worldwide. I know California did it where you have to state that these games that you buy digitally you don't actually own, and that's not a great video game practice, especially if we're moving into a digital only world, because the thing is, people want security with these games. This is why a lot of us, like me, love buying the physical games. And I'm not against digital at all. I buy quite a few digital games, especially on PC. Some of them are quite cheap. You get the Humble Bundles, everything like that. But it's there's no security with digital gaming. Besides, you just get kind of the convenience of buying at home and downloading it and playing it, right? But with these key cards, it's kind of just weird, because unlike something like a PS5 or Xbox One Series disc, those discs have the data on them. At least for PS5, I know Xbox is kind of all over the place now, but on PS5 there's a group that's called Does It Play, and they kind of go through, and about 70% of PS5 games can be played without online. You can install it, play it, and it plays kind of 100% fine. You can even bump it up to around 85% if you're not that concerned about certain patches, right? But you have that data on the disc, where the key cards, you have to be online, you have to go kind of through that third-party online system to download it. Like, yes, once it's downloaded you can play it, but you need to have it installed in your system. And the thing is, again, people want security. People want to know, hey, in 20 years or 50 years or 100 years, which might not be alive by 100 years, but still, you want to know, hey, can I still play this game regardless of what year it is, right? And we don't really have that security, and with the way game practices are for gaming and how they're pushing digital, it just creates this whole sense of like, we only get these games for a short amount of time, that they could take them away. They could even do updates on these systems to take away the ability to play these games. You never know, because even something like backwards compatibility on Switch 2, you need to have an online connection right away to download most of them, because once you kind of download this quick patch from the clouds, you can play these games. But a good number of Switch 1 games still need this download before they can even play offline on your Switch 2, which is very weird, which kind of means that Switch 1 backwards compatibility isn't actually built into the system. It's kind of through the firmware and through these updates, right? And so that's kind of where gaming practices get frustrating. And then, of course, you got these gaming trends. And I'm not really talking about seeing certain genres, because I know some people kind of get tired of seeing, say, the Metroidvanias or the Souls-like games. For Souls-like, I do like them. I would like to see a few more of the high-end action ones of like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, but yeah, not really talking about those ones too much, because there's a lot of RPGs too, which I love. There seems to be a good number of platformers. There's a lot of games that come out every day, so I'm not really talking about that, but more about these trends of, you know, you have your live service games, gacha games, which I'm putting them together because they kind of have a similar feel to it. They all have to be online, have these servers, and they seem very temporary, because there's some live service gacha games that do last a while or are successful, like a Fortnite or Apex Legends. Fall Guys has been doing pretty well, but a lot of the times we see these games struggle and get shut down, because that's not what players want, but that's where the gaming practices and industry just decide this is what we're going to get. And and the thing is, like, I play a good number of these because I want to see more in a certain series, so I want to try and support some of these games, but I kind of stopped playing after a while because they're usually not my thing. Or something like Suicide Squad by Rocksteady. I was looking forward to this, but then it's a live service game, and it is too bad because Rocksteady did such a great job on single-player Arkham games that I was really excited for this one. And the thing is, playing it plays fine. It's pretty fun controlling every 4 of the characters, but you get all these pop-ups, you get so much on the screen, the game begs you to play online, to play with a squad, and it's just like, man, I just want to play this game. I want to play this game in this universe with these characters without having to worry that, oh yeah, I'm online. And it's kind of the same with the gacha stuff, is there's a lot of games out there that don't really require you to do the microtransactions. I wish these games never had this stuff, but it is what it is. And while you can play so much of the game without it, they just don't really go anywhere for me, or if they do, they seem to shut down before they finish the story. I got into Tribe 9, one of the few gacha games that I was like, oh, I'm interested in this seems pretty cool, and as soon as I got into it, got playing it, it's getting shut down in November. They're not finishing the story. I think there's like a fan thing they're doing where, for Japan anyways, that they will finish the final chapter at least as like a novel or visual novel style or something like that. But yeah, I doubt it's going to get translated anyways, but it's just too bad. And it's too bad we're seeing these gaming trends and these practices put in, because another thing that's frustrating with modern gaming is this whole push for the realistic graphics. And trust me, these games are spectacular. They're spectacular to look at. You get amazing cutscenes, amazing emotion, but when you put that much budget into the animation, the facial captures, the motion captures, hiring these actors doing basically these scenes in these bodysuits, like, it costs a lot of money and it takes a long time to make, because you look at how basic Dragon Quest and or I guess a better example would be Final Fantasy games, how you got all your pixel art ones and then you move into PS1, PS2, and they came out pretty rapidly. After that though, man, it just seems like it takes forever, because Final Fantasy 15 was originally going to be Final Fantasy Versus 13, and I believe a launch title for the PS3. That was 2006, didn't come out till 2015, and so it's just, it seems like it takes a good, what used to be 1 or 2 years to make these games and have them come out, because they also weren't shy about reusing assets, which is not a bad thing. We've seen success with previous Final Fantasies and other RPG franchises, and we see success with that with current ones of the Yakuza series and its spin-offs, and we've seen it with the Trails games. So it's not bad to reuse assets, but now because of this push for this whole like realism and the graphics and the facial captures, it's kind of hurting the gaming industry, because we're seeing more and more layoffs because they put so much money into this, so much time into this, and a lot of the times these games don't really succeed, or even when they do, it just seems like it still happens. So yeah, that's where, again, to me, video games are still a ton of fun. There's so much to play, so many great games to play, no matter what style you like or anything like that. But it's the gaming practices that drag that fun down so much. But anyways, I think I'll leave it at that. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you agree, disagree with me? What other things practices that maybe I didn't talk about that you want to talk about and bring up, let me know in the comments down below. Would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Thanks everyone, have a great rest of your day. Hey everyone, thanks for watching, really appreciate it. If you enjoyed what you saw, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to see more. Also follow me on X, Twitch, Bluesky, and I am back on Facebook now. All links will be on my About page, so follow me there. Even if it's just for the skits I do, I need someone to follow me. Okay, probably not the best way to encourage people, but anyways, I'll see you next time. Have a great day, everyone!